All right, what's going on, guys? Review of episode 6 of Dorohedoro. Let's do it! Now we resume the battle between Nikaido and Noi. Very nice stuff here. Nikaido gets in some good shots, Noi gets in some good shots, and then Nikaido decides to just kind of abandon the battle. She runs away. Now in the process, En and the gang are looking at the magic door that allowed Nikaido to get into his mansion. Now this is very surprising to En because a magic door, there's certain barriers that En has up in his residence that shouldn't allow magic users to get into the mansion. So the fact that someone was able to do this is very shocking. But as En notices, there's a pitchfork on the side of the door. So this door was created by a devil. And as we know from the previous episode, Nikaido was talking to the devil Asu. So it would seem that Asu sort of lent a hand to Nikaido in this episode, thereby allowing her to get into En's mansion. Now, as Nikaido's running through the mansion, she comes across a window, and on the other side of the window, she sees Risu. So she decides to pull off her best Neo impression and jumps clear across the building, smashes through the window, and right then the En family's in there as well. And Nikaido, deciding, hey, I gotta kick some ass. She smashes En right in his grill. I mean, just punches him clean in the face. And right after this, it breaks his mask, and he's just emitting all this black smoke, and everything is turning into mushrooms. So Nikaido unfortunately can't question Risu. She can't take him with her. She's just got to run away because the whole situation is becoming too dangerous. And so she's gone. Everyone's turning into mushrooms. Risu decides to escape as well. And then we see Nikaido go back to KAIMAN. She's got a mushroom growing out of her backside. There's blood coming out. So she's in a lot of trouble here. So KAIMAN decides to take her back to the hole so that Dr. Vox and Dr. Kasakabe can heal her up. So she's in a hospital bed. They're doing various surgeries on her to make sure that she's going to be okay. And while they're all sort of sitting next to each other, having some food together, Dr. Vox and Dr. Kasakabe decide to give KAIMAN a little background knowledge of a sorcerer that used to be in the hole, and how the dynamic between the sorcerers and the people of the hole used to be. So there used to be a militia in the hole that would go around and kill various sorcerers. Now, this is relevant to Shin because he actually used to live in the hole with his dad. Now, one day he was working at a shop with his dad and he accidentally cut his finger. Now, because of this, blood was coming out, but little particles of black smoke was coming out as well. Unfortunately, the boss of the workshop noticed this and called the militia to report the sorcerer, i.e. Shin. So Shin's face is up on various posters. He goes home one day and he finds his father dead, so he's pissed as all hell. He's killing these militiamen left and right. He's making quick work of them, and he's just killing them off as if they're little cockroaches. That'll become relevant later on in the episode. And then we see Dr. Vox and Dr. Kasakabe in the hospital one day, and they hear a noise coming from one of the operating rooms. So they decide to go check it out, and they see Shin sitting there with both of his arms cut off. Now, the reason he did this is because sorcerers, to allow their magic to sort of work better, they need to find the vein in which the smoke is being emitted and go through a surgery so that they can use it more effectively and efficiently. So Shin was just trying to do it on his own, which, kind of turned into a bloody mess. But Dr. Kasakabe, being the good-natured man that he is, decides to help Shin out. So he does the surgery for Shin. And right after the surgery, you would think that Shin would be very grateful and he'd just go to the sorcerer realm and he wouldn't carry a personal vendetta against the people of the hole. But no! Not only does he steal some food from Nikaido, a little past version of Nikaido, he decides to torture more of these militiamen, and he's using his special sorcerer magic in which he can disembowel them so that they're in immense pain. So you can understand why he's pissed. They killed his father, so I mean, that's understandable, but man, this guy really had a vendetta against these people. Afterwards, Nikaido's still healing up in the hospital. KAIMAN decides to cook her some food, Doesn't work out too well, so he orders her a pizza instead. And then he's talking to Dr. Kasakabe and Dr. Vox after the pizza, and Dr. Kasakabe's like, look, KAIMAN, you know, when we were doing the surgery on Nikaido, you know, people of the whole and sorcerers have different anatomies, if you will. And we kind of noticed that when we were doing that with Nikaido. And Dr. Kasakabe's like, well, here's this business card. It almost looks like a pass that's emitted by a demon. So there's a lot of different question marks, and it always seems like KAIMAN is sort of brushing it off. Every time a little bit of information comes to light that Nikaido might be a sorcerer, he just kind of looks the other way. So it seems like all the clues are pointing to Nikaido being a sorcerer, as noted by the fact that in the Nights of the Living Dead episode, she summoned a magic user door. But you know, KAIMAN just doesn't want to believe it. You know, maybe deep in his heart, he kind of already knows. He just doesn't want to admit it to his conscious self. And then we hear a noise from Nikaido's room. KAIMAN goes rushing back. The window's open. Nikaido's gone. So he's chasing her down. He goes down a sewer. And before he finds her, he finds a giant cockroach. And guess what? He's got to fight this giant cockroach. So very nice battle. I love the scenes where the cockroach knocks KAIMAN into the water and he sees all the dead bodies floating in there. A lot of nice color choices and visuals in this episode, guys. And then afterwards, he escapes from the cockroach and he finds a man that is trying to find a black pearl that is inside of Nikaido. Apparently, if you collect these black pearls from people of the whole, you can become a sorcerer yourself. But he couldn't find one in Nikaido. So yet again, another clue that points towards Nikaido not being an inhabitant of the whole and being a sorcerer. But, you know, again, KAIMAN does not acknowledge this fact. And right before he gets a chance to inflict some pain on this guy, the guy calls the cockroach. He's like, Johnson, attack! And so the cockroach's name is Johnson. And this will not be the last time we see Johnson. We will see him in future episodes, so don't worry. And they're in the midst of the battle. Johnson's holding KAIMAN down. KAIMAN decides to slice off the feet of the guy that was trying to get the black pearl from Nikaido. And he grabs the guy's feet and he's like, here, fetch Johnson. So the guy's gone. They saved Nikaido. And yeah, that's about it for this episode. In terms of the good, I really like the visuals, especially at the end where it was raining and they had like this huge tower. And like I said, inside the sewer as well, there were some nice visuals. And at En's mansion as well, too. Like the various structures and the background scenery, I'm a big fan of that. And I really did enjoy the fight between Johnson and KAIMAN too. Very exhilarating stuff. So a fantastic episode, guys. We're already halfway through Dorohedoro. Just a little bit of news as well. I will be releasing volume 8 of the Dorohedoro manga review tomorrow. If you guys have been following that, that's something for you to look forward to. But otherwise, I think we'll leave it there for now, guys. Thanks for watching and catch you on the flip side.